What is up, YouTube? Hudson here. We are finally concluding this 2-month monk mode journey. And guess what? It was not what I thought it was. Monk mode taught me a lot of lessons, but not what I thought I would learn. I'm curious, have you ever seen a picture or a video of penguins? Specifically, a group of penguins, whenever they're uh, going to feed in the water, right, and catch fish with their mouths or beaks by swimming in the water and chasing after the fish. None of them want to go in the water. They're all super hungry, and oftentimes they've marched hundreds of miles from inland Antarctica or Arctica or whatever, super inland in the freezing tundra. They've marched hundreds of miles. They're ready to eat. They're super hungry. They're literally starving, but none of them want to jump in the water. And what happens is all of them start clumping together at the edge and pushing on each other. And the guy at the front gets pushed on by the hundreds of penguins behind him until finally he gets pushed into the water, dives right in, and then they stop. And the penguins wait to see if that penguin that got pushed in gets eaten by like a leopard seal, to see what happens to him. And once they see him swimming around and chasing fish, and there's no leopard seal waiting to devour this penguin, they're like, all right, it's safe, and they all jump in, and you see hundreds of penguins jumping in. It's like this really cool scene. I'm sure you can find it on National Geographic or something. But this past 2 months has been like that for me. I thought monk mode would be like, I don't know, it wasn't. I didn't think it would be me chilling at the beach and like walking into the water and feeling the waves lap over me. Nah, I thought it would be like a struggle, more like me swimming upstream trying to chase after my goal. But it really turned out to be like me standing maybe in the back of where those penguins were and then slowly getting pushed to the front. And before I knew it, I was the penguin right at the edge, getting push, until finally I was able to dive in. And once I dove in, the fear I was feeling left, the anxiety I was feeling dissipated, and now I can go after what's going to fill me. I mean, maybe not a fish, but like going after my goals in a whole entire new way. So I know I'm speaking really abstractly right now. To make it a little more concrete, I had set 3 goals for the month of May and 3 goals for the month of June. And I achieved my 3 goals, my health, my relationship, and my wealth goal in May. And then in June, those 3 goals, honestly, I did not hit at all. And like some of them I was successful with to a degree, but like within the first like week or two, I was like, these were not goals that line up with what I'm trying to accomplish. Like they were good ideas, but there was just something off. So the end of this past month, the end of June, I really felt like I was getting pushed to the edge to the point where like I need to make some decisions in my life. I'm not really sure where I'm going. I'm not sure of my direction. Um, you know, questions abounded. Questions like, I'm working less at the coffee shop, but I'm doing more landscaping, but neither of these things are what I want to do long term. I'm not really sure what I want to do long term. I haven't really figured that out career wise. And I need answers. Like I'm 26, I have ambition, but at the same time, I really felt led by the Lord to be in this season of waiting and learning and being equipped and on kind of seeing where He would guide me. So there's this conflict of like, I'm working, but I'm not doing what I want to do. I want to quit and do the things I want to do, but I also feel the Lord like calling me to wait, just wait. It got to a point where at the end of this past month in June, I was so just like frustrated and my head was so foggy that I needed to get away. So I took 2 days and I went up north to the Manistee River Loop in northern Michigan. For those not in Michigan, it's like here in our state, way up north. I live down here. And I hiked 20 miles over 2 days. I hiked out on the trail, pitched my tent, made camp, and then I backpacked out. And it was by a beautiful river, and I had time to look at the scenery. Honestly, I really hated it because I love backpacking with people. I'm very social in that way, and just being by myself for hours on end and trekking through the forest was, I mean, it was beautiful, but it kind of got dull after a while. But the reason I went up there was to clear my head and to be able to hear from God what He was um, trying to communicate to me and get some answers. And I did get some answers, but honestly, it just caused more confusion. I was like, okay, I feel kind of conflicted now. Like, maybe I need to wait more. Maybe I need to focus on learning more. God, like, I want to go after these things. Can I do that? No response. So I came back from that weekend and just felt even more conflicted. And that led up to really yesterday, where I was finally on the edge. Or excuse me, 2 days ago, I was finally on the edge, and uh, all that force from behind finally pushed me over. And as I was free falling, it was like a scary feeling. I felt numb, paralyzed. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I woke up 2 days ago and it was like the most directionless I've felt in months, maybe even years. And the day didn't really get much better. I went to church, and the pastor there prayed for me, and I got some like console from that. But it wasn't really until yesterday where I finally hit the water and realize what my next step in life needs to be. And my entire countenance, my demeanor, my confidence, even like today getting up out of bed, I was like excited for the first time in such a long time. I was super tired, but I was like, you know what? I've things I want to do today that have joy about and excitement about. What those things are, well, I'm not going to announce them quite yet. They're really being worked out still, and I kind of want to put some time and energy behind it before I announce it. Maybe it'll come out. Maybe some people will find out. Who knows? But the thing I do want to share and really leave with you, and from what I've learned from this 2-month monk mode journey, that wasn't what I thought it would be, is that oftentimes things have to get harder before they get better. It's a cliche line. I'm sure you've heard it before. But one of the things that really broke me like 3 or 4 days ago and really helped push me over the edge was I was washing dishes at the coffee shop I work at, and I was just super exhausted. I'd worked a bunch that day, super confused about my future. My body literally was hurting. My back was hurting. And I was put in a situation at work where I was responsible for some stuff that really wasn't my job description. So I was just like overwhelmed on all sides. And honestly, I kind of snapped. I was washing dishes and I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I have to make a decision. I have to take a risk. I have to move forward. I won't say I hit rock bottom. I won't say things got as worse as they can be. But I think I looked down and I saw rock bottom below me, and I said, man, I'm not going to hit that. I don't know if it made me afraid or made me angry or whatever, but I said, I am not going to hit that rock bottom. Like, I am close enough that this is enough. Something has to change. So for me, it was like this 2 months of learning and receiving and some encouragement and some direction, but really I was just becoming more and more confused until the point where everything got so bad that it pushed me over the edge. And wherever you are in your journey, maybe you are struggling with direction. Maybe you have some questions, and maybe things aren't getting better. Maybe the questions are growing. Maybe your situations are getting worse. I want to encourage you and provide some perspective that oftentimes it takes things getting harder and worse and darker before the dawn comes. There's a verse in the Bible that talks about joy lasting through the night, sorrow lasting through the night, but joy comes in the morning. Joy comes with the dawn. So wherever you are, know that things may be dark now, it may be difficult now, but that joy is around the corner. Just continue to do the things you need to do and ask the hard questions and receive the answers. Don't ignore them. Process those answers. Keep asking those questions, and something good will come of it. So that's my 2-month monk mode journey. I hope you guys received something from it. I know I grew from it, and you'll be seeing more of me in the future. Peace.